Well, you know, about everywhere I go, somebody asks me about Wild Bob. I don't see him every day. I love him like a brother. I think he's 82 now, and he seems to be doing okay. But we sure had some fun back when we was at WildBobandronnie. He got us in trouble. I guess probably the worst thing he got us into was when he got on that tire about food stamps and Mountain Dew and got all them there weight challenge ladies after us. I just wanted to crawl under a rock. But there was some good, well, I'll just keep my mouth shut about that. But then, some of the funniest things that I told about the time he built this guy a pool and hadn't got around to putting the spring damper underneath his diving board, and the guy went out and jumped on the diving board, missed the pool, flew over the house and landed in the yard, broke his leg. Oh well, and I'd love to have a clip of the time he fell out of his chair there, Bob, I mean, fell out of his chair and leaned over, fell out of the chair, but I don't think I have a video of that. It'd be hard to find one about the guy jumping over his house. That, and then we had the one where we got into conflict for the guy singing the praises of building codes. I love that one. I've got that. The video's not very good, but I may run it some of these days if anybody's interested. And then there was 2 or 3 more. It was pretty fun. But I've got a little clip here from the time that we interviewed Weston Wamp, who was running for U.S. Congress at the time, and we're sitting there, our whole entourage, or his whole entourage, and Wes Wamp was there, and Bob come in, he was wearing some little short pants, and at that time, you know, we stepped on a lot of political toes there for a while, and I only got one death threat, I think, but I got several whooping threats, and I suppose Bob did the same thing, but I was legally prepared for some sort of deterrence if need be, most of the time, or in fact probably all the time. But Bob comes in and he sits down there, and we're going to interview Wes Wamp, and he had his people over there off camera. Bob was sitting there, and I could see the way things were set up. Wes was between Bob and me, and Bob was on my left, and I could see out of the corner of my eye. He uncrossed one leg and crossed the other, and I heard this slap hit the floor, and I knew what it was. I knew it was his little 38 that he carried, and I knew it was loaded. I don't know whether he had one in the chamber or not, but I'm a little worried, you know. I don't know what kind of trouble we're in now. Here's what it looked like.
People there right now are so weak in the knees, they're just looking out for themselves. So they're not necessarily inclined to apply common sense in the way that you and I would try to do it with regard to some of the issues that we face in Washington.
Well, you know, I have felt that you can see we're well armed. We're well armed.
We need to talk about the Second Amendment.
We're talking about the Second Amendment.
Well, it went okay. Whenever I heard it slap, I could see Bob cross his legs, and I knew what had happened, but I didn't see it, but I knew. So I just immediately brought up the Second Amendment so I could get Wes Wamp on that kick, and figuring since he was running on the platform that he was, he'd be pro-Second Amendment, and everything went okay, and I have to compliment Mr. Wamp. I hope he's doing well. I understand he's since then gotten married and created a family and is prospering, and I do wish him well because he's a super nice guy, especially since he didn't put me and Bob in jail.